All right, this is going to be the classic White Room by Cream. We're going to start out with this intro here where we have chords. We hold a triad. This is going to be a G minor triad, F triad, D minor triad, C triad. So it's 12, 11, 10, the bottom three here. And that's 10, 10, 8 for the F chord. And then we have 7, 6, 5 for the D minor chord. And jump up a set of strings, 4, 3, and 2 for the 10, 9, and 8 for a C major chord. So it does that twice, and then after the second time, you do an A minor 7, which is all fives with a 7 on the 5th string. So once again, 3, 4. Okay, then we're going to start our verse riff. We got the D major chord. We're going to have... Here we're going to a C, and we're hitting that G note. You can kind of make a chord out of that too. It's like a C9 chord. So, and you look in the tab, sometimes it'll just say he's just kind of doing that 3 and that open, and then that 2 and that open when it comes up. So the chords coming up here are B flat, 1, 3, 3, 3 up to C, but it kind of has a lead in F bass note, boom, 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 and a G bass note kind of. See that? Junk, jank, junk, jank. So I'd say like do it sometimes and don't do it sometimes, kind of mix it up, you know. Now the last time, take it on down to that B flat, C to B, B flat. So the last one to go like... Now we get into a new part. So this is going to be a C chord. This is like a wah-wah part where you'd be like wah, 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 wah. So C chord. This is a G chord, but we're hammering into the 2nd fret of the A string. I got a 3 down here. So it's like open to 2 and then open, open, 3. So it's C. Hammer into that. Now this is a B flat, so this is all 3s. From the A string down to the B string, hammering into the 5 there. Same thing for A, 2s with a 4. And then we're going to C up here, 5s to 7. Back to the G, B flat, C, and then we have D. Got that little fill right there. So we hammer into the 9th fret, we got those 7s. Then we have this little fill. So 7 and 9 on the D, 7, 7 on the G, 9 on the D, back. So we got... Okay, and you get another verse, so... Remember the last one on the verse, down to the B flat. You're into C, G, B flat, A, C, down to G, and B flat, C, D. Okay, and then in between these verses here, you got like... You get back to that intro thing. And something interesting about this, these are 5 beats, so it's like dun, 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 dun. You don't really think about it because the drums make it just feel natural in that, but it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All that. Okay, now we're gonna get into the solo, Eric Clapton solo. So we got. So I'm pretty sure Eric Clapton would bend it like this. Because he would do a lot of that when you take that finger and kind of misplace it to do the bends better, right? That's when you get that finger up here instead of, normally it would like be there in a position. So we got bend in the 12 and the G. And you got a little 10 and a 13 on the second string back to that 12 and the G. So it's that last one was down to the 10, 12, 12 to 10. So you're trying to get these notes to sustain into the other notes as much as you can. And then we have, so 12, 10, down to the 12 on the D, back up, D, down, little bend on that. And then we actually have a pull off on that one. And then you got a little half step bend and then 2 full step bends on the 13. So the whole thing is like. So that's a little 10 to 13 on the second. And then you wait a slight second and you bend this 12 on the G. So bend, 12, 10, low 12, 10, and then 12 to 14, slide. And then we're gonna get into this. We do this hammer on into another note there. So we got 13, 15 on the second, down to 13 on the first. Little groups of 3 notes. We're gonna do this 9 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So then you have a quick slide, 14 to 12 in the G, pull off, end on that 12, and then we have a, so that's a 10 on the G, lower 12, da-da, 12, 10. Getting into one of those again, so we got the bend on the 12, little 10, 13. And then we have a 12, and then we have a series of notes that are hammer on, pull off to a lower note. So that kind of goes 3 times, so it's like. And then we have a D to 12, 10 on the D to the A. Then we have a hammer on the D, da do, D da, D da, a couple pull offs. So let's take a review of the whole thing. We got. Now we get into the second page of the tab here. We got, so that's a 12, hold it a little bit, and then 10, 12, 10. Then we get into the 13 on the second string. So we kind of hold it, pull it, hold it, pull it, and then a quick one. And then we have a, so kind of a pause, and then a little 10. Kind of have a quick one. And then a longer one and a quicker one. So just kind of like listen for that one. And then we have a slight pause in the next measure. So that was a little 10, pull off, 13, 10, 12, back to 10. Hammer on, pull off, little bend on that one. 12, 10, 12. And here we have a 1.5 step bend with your first finger. This one takes a little strength and practice to get with this one. So we have a bends all the way to the sound of the 13th fret. And then we're going to bend that 12 up. 10, 13 on the second, 12 on the third, bend that 12. And then we have one of those hammer on pull offs to the lower note. And then we're going to get into a thing. So kind of a quick picking thing. And he's working the wah real heavy right there too. This whole thing has a great wah-wah on it. So listen for that as well. So 10, 12, bend, 12, 10, lower 12. Then we're going to go the second time. Little 10, 13, 10. So that one ends with dun 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 doo dee doo. A few 12s there. Dun 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 12, 12, 12. Then we're gonna have this 10, 12, 14. Hit a little 15 there, and then hit this 14 and 13. Hit that chord a few times. We got a big 1.5 step bend on this 15. Then kind of a few of those bends, and then hammer on pull off 15 twice. The end of that measure is 13, 15, little 13, 14, and then we get into towards the end. So we're going to go through everything again. Let's start with the Then we're gonna have dee da dee da 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 dum, da da dee da 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 dum, and then 13, and then bend it again. Little 10 to 13 on the second. Bend that little 13. So that's gonna be bend, 13, hammer on pull off 10 to 13. 13 on the second to the 10 twice. 13 and bend. And then this one goes da dee da dee da. So little 10, 13, 10, bend up and down, pull off here. 12, 10, 12, and then the end of that measure. Da doo dee da, and then getting a series of bends here. 12th fret bends a normal 1-step bend. 14 goes like a 1.5 steps. So it fades out while it's doing that. All right, so I'm gonna try the whole solo one more time. Here we go. Okay, White Room by Cream, the great Eric Clapton. And so I didn't do all the fills in that tune, so there's some other great fills to listen for in there and try to learn along with. Maybe I'll do a follow-up to this and have some of that stuff that I didn't get. So I hope you guys dug that. This will have tabs with it. Enjoy. Talk to you soon.